Good evening and welcome to Qibla FM. My name is Fuad Umar for another episode of Political Open Discussion. Log on to our website www.qiblafm.com. Grab the phone numbers and call in so you can become a part of this discussion. 2020 is here. You know, the first political discussion, open discussion on Qibla FM is today. Call your brothers and your sisters and let them know we live on Qibla FM and that they need to be a part of this presentation. The state and chances of the NDC in 2020, in 2020 election year in Ghana. What are the chances of the NDC, the state of their party, and the chances? We have a gentleman who would be joining us today, Mr. Muallim Dantata. I say welcome to Qibla FM to the NDC activist for this moment. Welcome to Qibla FM, Mr. Muallim.
Wa alaikum salam, Haj Fahad. Barka da warhaka.
Awesome. It's a good day. It's a good day. You know, I hope you and your family are doing well.
Alhamdulillah, muna ma Allah godiya.
I would request that you switch over to the English language for the benefit of the general listeners. So, again, you're listening to Qibla FM. 2020 is here. In the whole of Africa, the eyes of the world in general will be on Ghana, the nation Ghana. Presidential election, general election. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the former president, would go head to head against His Excellency the current president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo. For this episode, we would like to know the state. It's an open discussion, open political discussion. Therefore, this brother is just one of you out there. So you're also welcome to call in. He happens to be the first person to say a word or two. So if you're listening, you're welcome to also call in and be a part of it. Log on to qiblafm.com, grab the phone numbers and call in. These two giants, they're representing the NDC and the NPP. They're going to go head to head. We all know that. They're the two leading candidates. And one out of them will be the next president of Ghana. Now, the NDC as an opposition party, to many people, they have the whole time, they have the time to, sit down and put things together because they don't have the extra responsibility of incumbency. Now, people though are asking, from the leadership, are they collected? Are they collected? In your view, what is the state of the NDC as a party headed towards election 2020? Mr. Muallim Dantata, go ahead and submit for 5 minutes and then let's go.
Thank you very much, Haj Fuad. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Almighty Allah for seeing us through another new year. And just as you started by asking me the current state of NDC. In fact, before I say the word, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my greetings to the former president of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the incoming president, inshallah, come January 7, 2021, inshallah. I wish him a happy new year and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I also wish to take this opportunity to thank the leadership of NDC in general, from our party chairman, general secretary, organizer, down to the last person, all our executives and our members throughout Ghana and the whole worldwide and to the entire world. I also like to take this opportunity to thank the leadership of Zongo Caucus for their commitment and the effort towards building a strong Zongo Caucus to fight for victory come 2020, December 7th, inshallah, NDC will be victorious. Haj Fahad.
Yes, sir.
In fact, NDC as a party, we all know what happens after the 2016 election. the NDC went to the to 2016 election and lost the election. And in fact, whenever a political party or any organization went into a competition and it didn't and it wasn't successfully for them, definitely there will be some cracks and some problems that will arise after the elections or any competition. Whenever you enter into a competition and it wasn't successfully for you. So NDC as a party, we suffered a defeat in 2016 and a lot of things happened after it. I think we all saw what happens and the kind of steps that NDC took in order to rebuild the party and recapture power come 2020, inshallah. NDC went in and started the mobilization of the party from branches to constituencies, regions, to the national election, even to the extent of electing our flag bearer. In fact, we did all the necessary things that will bring back the party, that will bring us together as one party. And we succeeded. In fact, as we are speaking today, NDC is a strong, united party with a strong leader who is ready to rescue Ghanaians from the hardship of this super incompetent government of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo and his Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Inshallah, come December 7, 2020, we are going to rescue Ghanaians from the hardship imposed on us by this current president. Hartford, NDC currently is united and strong. And what happens the day before yesterday at Winneba, during the celebration of the 31st December movement, it shows clearly that NDC is back, united, very strong than ever. We all saw what happened there, and we saw, we all heard the messages that were given at that particular event, and the kind of message that was given by our former president, His Excellency Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, and so many speakers over there. You all saw it, and it was a great event, which shows that NDC is united, and we are poised, we are very ready, we are ever ready to rescue Ghanaians, inshallah, come December 7th. So, to say at least, NDC as a party is strong, united, ever ready to fight the 2020 election and claim victory to rescue Ghanaians from this hardship that we are going through currently. Hartford, in short, that's what I will say concerning our states.
Thank you so much to Mr. Muallim. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Log on to our website, www.kiblafm.com. Grab the phone numbers and then call in. So be a part of it. You don't have to agree with him. You can be on the opposing side. So according to the brother, they have a good chance that the leadership structure of the party NDC, they determined. They don't have any cracks. So compared to the previous election, we're talking 2016, the NDC, at least according to what you've said, they have a more united front as far as the leadership structure is concerned. Correct?
Very well, sir. You understood me right.
Awesome. So, in what way would it impact or benefit the party headed into the election? Election day. How would it impact the outcome? For the leadership to come together. How would the impact be? Can you connect it? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's very clear There is a saying that divided we fall, united we stand. That is one saying. Yeah. From this thing, it's very obvious that whenever you are going into a competition with divided front, you will not succeed what you are going for. So based on that, NDC as a party, we have united ourselves, and we made Ghanaians understood that what happens at the part will not repeat itself. And in fact, the party being united has sent out a strong message to the masses, and they understood that they have no option than to bring NDC back to continue with the hard work that was started by the President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC as a party. So as we are speaking, Ghanaians understood and they know that they have no option than to bring NDC back to power. NDC is the only option that will be able to rescue Ghanaians from the hardship that we are going through currently. And our unity is the first steps that will bring us power, that will bring us the power. So we are fully united. The leadership are working together. The grassroots are working together. The branches are functional. All the branches and the regional executives, national, everywhere, everybody is thinking we have no option than to win 2020 election. That is the message from the national to the branches. So NDC as a party, we are ever ready. We are very, very ready. Awesome. And Ghanaians will understand our message. We will know what we are saying.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate that. The phone lines are opened. So if you're listening, you're welcome to call in and say something. You're welcome to call in because the brother says that the problems facing the nation Ghana is too many. There are too many, and that the leadership of the NDC are ready. They're ready to take over things and implement a better policy. You've heard him. So talking about the gathering for the 31st December movement, His Excellency, the former President John Dramani Mahama delivered a statement. I think we should listen to a minute or two of what he had to say. And His Excellency, former President John Rawlings also delivered a statement. So let's take a minute from each of the statements and then pick up some of the things that they had to say. So get the files ready. Get the files ready and let's roll it. So let's go to His Excellency former President Rawlings and some of the things that he had to say first, and then we move on to the immediate former President John Dramani Mahama. So let's take a couple of minutes. We'll be right back on Kibla FM.
1979 and 31st December 1981. Some have deliberately spent huge resources sponsoring a distortion of history based on outright lies or half-truths, and the rendition by cowards who ran away during those heady days. The sun is up. Some of you must be hungry. We'll have to get back home to feed our families. Today's 31st. In a few hours, we'll be crossing over into next year. If the sun wasn't so hot, I would share lots of interesting stories about June 4th with you, as well as 31st December. But we'll postpone it and do that another time. For now, let me simply say that some may not want to speak. A handful of warped minds, full of hate and bitterness, are being paid to distort and cover up events in our history with color stories and lies. Ladies and gentlemen, in 1979, Ghanaians had suffered years of abuse and corruption and sought natural justice to punish some of those who were responsible for the humiliating circumstances that we suffered. Ladies and gentlemen, it will shock you to know that before and during Achampong's regime, the banking sector, especially the Ghana Commercial Bank, was plunged into unimaginable corruption. The gentleman said no, he's not going to engage in this thing to be killed. A government, a military government, sets up a two-man committee to investigate those who had abused and exploited your Ghana Commercial Bank. Sorry, thank you. Had to pay with your lives. Ladies and gentlemen, the one who survived, believing in probity and accountability, joined the revolution and became one of our deputy governors at the Bank of Ghana. He finally had job satisfaction because integrity had returned to this country under that revolution. My prayer Asama mi kanu say how bad Nyama Boni Bear Wamuye with Ghana Commercial Bank Sika. Government person Oshwemu Achampong person investigate. Nesere Wamuku investigators no. How fraudulent. Sir, akola kituwanu story your friend will say.
We have listened to about 3 good minutes of some of what was said during that gathering in Winneba. So that was the voice of His Excellency former President Rawlings. So let's go back to what the current candidate of the NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, had to say, because the leadership of the party, just like the brother Mr. Muallim had said, appeared to have come together, because the tone at the gathering points to the fact that 2020 would look a little different. Now, how would it affect the outcome? That we're just gonna have to wait to see what would happen. Let's go back and listen to some of the things that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama had to say. Roll it.
Revolutionary principles of probity and accountability. We must be prepared to be probed and to be accountable. But probity and accountability must work because the institutions to fight corruption are working. We cannot hobble the institutions of anti-corruption and expect that they will achieve results. You think that you have won the fight against corruption because you've appointed a special prosecutor. Meanwhile, you won't resource the office, and you have done the law in such a way that you have tied the hands of the special prosecutor so that he cannot prosecute anybody. And so the only way is to uphold the principles of probity and accountability. And in that regard, we must step up the fight against corruption. We must step up the fight against nepotism. has strengthened, as General Mosquito said, our assets declaration regime, so that people going into public office will declare their assets, and if possible, amend the constitution so that those assets can be published. So that when they leave office, they have to declare their assets again, and we can make a comparison and see whether they have not enriched themselves at the expense of the people. A new NDC government will seek to review the law.
You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Log on to our website, www.kiblafm.com. Grab the details, the phone numbers, and call in. The lines are opened. Be a part of it. Mr. Muallim, one thing that I was able to pick up from what I heard from the mouth of the two former presidents is that they're talking corruption. How important is that issue, that topic of corruption headed towards the election day? How important is corruption? Because you can see how the former president Rawlings went all the way back to the time of a revolution and to current times to try to blend in or link in the issue of corruption. How important is that issue? And is it something that NDC as a party have? Do they have the track record to say that they could do better as far as corruption is concerned? Go ahead, brother.
Hajford, thank you very much. This man that is in power now, NPP, under the leadership of Nanado. During the 2016 election, they campaign. Their main message of campaigning is corruption. They tag NDC of corruption since 2012, 2016, and even up to date. And when they came to power, Ghanaians have not seen any difference. What Ghanaians see is that they saw even more corruption done under this government than the previous government. One, when we look at this particular government, the kind of corruption and the kind of nepotism that is being practiced under this government has never happened in the history of Ghana. In the history of entire world, we can't find corruption more than what is happening in Ghana recently. Let me tell you one thing. On the 8th of March 2017, Danish ambassador, he said that corruption is driving investors away in Ghana here. It's not NDC speaking, but Danish ambassador. He said corruption is driving investors away. When you calm down, on the 10th of August 2017, US ambassador, he said that doing business in Ghana is very tough because of illegal payment. Illegal payment is driving investors away from Ghana here. That's US ambassador to Ghana. He made this statement on the 10th of August 2017. You see, and we can go on. List of corrupt activities that is done under this government. The moment this government took over, he started putting his people at the vantage points where they can make money and nothing else. And a lot of corruption allegations have been leveled against this government. And all we could see is that the president will come out and say the person is cleared, or the BNI will come and say the person is cleared. We have a number of corruption cases that were leveled under this government, and nothing is done. When we talk, they will say that they have created the Office of Special Prosecutor to fight corruption. And when you ask this particular government and when you ask this government that what has they done in the fight against corruption, There is nothing to point. But comparing NDC to NPP in corruption, they sang corruption when they are in opposition. They came to power. We are in the 4th year now. No single person, this particular party is able to prosecute or jail for corruption cases. All they did was they were leveling corruption allegations and no evidence of no evidence to back what they are saying. So what we are saying here simply is that Ghanaians have saw the kind of leadership that John Dramani Mahama did, and they can easily compare it to what has happened in the last 4 years or in the last 3 years of this particular government. Hard forward, when we are talking of corruption, I can mention a lot of corruption allegations that were leveled. I'm going to mention them one after the other.
Before you do that, let's go to the phone line and bring in one caller, at least just before you start delivering on that part. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Baba Lale. I'm calling from Finland.
From Finland. Okay, gentlemen from Finland. Your contribution. Go ahead. Thanks for calling Kibla FM.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We really appreciate the program you are bringing to us because we are getting a lot of benefit from the program you are bringing. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. My question go to these two parties because I just need two of them to answer me. And I just need a simple answer. I don't want this, their politics, 1 minute answer, they make it 10 minutes. Yes, so I just need, because the African politicians, they know how to talk. My question is, these two parties, go to these two parties first. Are they willing to see our country is developing? I just want them to answer me, these two parties. I want NDC to say yes, NPP to say no or yes. Are they willing to see our country is developing?
Good question, brother from Finland. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Muallim, the question, between the NDC and the NPP, who has the interest of Ghana as a nation, at the forefront? Who has the interest? Are they willing or do they have the interest in seeing to it that Ghana is first or moves forward and succeeds? You an NDC man, so you can deliver. Take a minute or two and address that question. And if you're listening and you belong to the NPP, you can also call in and say something to the opposite. Go ahead.
Hajford, thank you very much. And our caller, we also thank him for the call and the question that he asked. Hajford, it's very obvious. NDC has the country at heart. And we are doing all we could to bring this country to a very robust and vibrant stand. Hajford, to build any country, you have to build the human resource of the country. And NDC as a party, our investment in education clearly shows that we are trying to build this country. Because you can't build a person or a nation without knowledge. So NDC have a lot of programs that were rolled out to build this country, from the education sector, looking at the investment that we did in health, our road sector, a lot of development that NDC have brought into being. And more to the point, my brother is asking whether NDC or NPP is ready to bring this country, to develop this country. In fact, we are doing very, very well. We are doing much better than this particular NPP government in trying to build, to develop Ghana. So we are doing a lot, ranging from health, from education, from economic, in all the sectors of the country. We are doing our best, and we are hoping that NDC will bring this country to a very, very, very nice, strong, and resilient country.
Awesome. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm simply telling my brother that and our listener that they should give NDC another chance. We are going to bring this country. We are sending Ghana to a next level, and inshallah, with the kind of structures that we are putting in place, we are going to do more. A lot. We have a lot to show. That clearly suggests that we have a good plan for the nation. Just as I said earlier, looking at the health sector, we did a lot. Looking at the education sector, we did a lot. Looking at the energy sector, we did a lot. A lot of investment that will put Ghana forward. And today, this particular government is harvesting from what we did. A lot of work that NDC did is what this government is harvesting. So, in fact, we have Ghana at heart, and we are doing all that we could to bring Ghana to a very, I don't know how to put it. In short, we are doing all we could, and we are going to build Ghana very, very well, inshallah. They should give us another chance, and we are going to do it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muallim. You're listening to Qibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Log on to the website, grab the phone numbers, call into the program, and bring your take, your view. You don't have to agree with this gentleman right now. You don't have to agree with anybody. This is political open discussion on Qibla FM. Going back to the, I think you can call back. Gentleman from Finland says he has a follow-up. So you can go ahead and call in and bring it on board. You're welcome to do that. So, Mr. Muallim, go ahead with the corruption. You were talking about corruption, that the list of corruption that the nation is facing, points to the fact that it's going to be a big argument for the NDC headed towards the election this year. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think first of all, the list of corruption cases that were leveled against this government, and nothing was done. Nothing. The government did nothing about it. First, we have burst contaminated fuel, which causes Ghana about 7 million Ghana cedis. You see, this particular burst issue, about 5 million liters of contaminated fuel have been sold out to a company which is not registered. In fact, Ghana loses about 7 million Ghana cedis on this particular case. The issue was raised out. The president did nothing. I don't know. Nothing was done, and nobody was brought to book as we are speaking. Secondly, we have issues of this PPA boss who was selling contracts like granules. Contracts was sold. Government contract is sold like granules. That investigation was done by Manasseh Azuri, and it is worldwide. Everybody have seen what happens over there, and nothing was done. This government did nothing about it. When we go to NYA, the NYA scandal, I think this one is also something that is known. Everybody is aware of it. The NYA boss has awarded some contract to some people, to some company, that they should train youth how to fix street lights. And the contract sum was, I think it's mind-boggling. One person will pay the contract sum just to learn how to fix street lights. One person will be the company will be paid 5,000 cedis. 9,000 cedis on each person to train how to fix a street light, just for 30 days. 30 days, the company will be taking 9,000 cedis on each head. This particular issue rose, and nothing was done. All this government can say is that the boss, the NYA boss should stand aside, the deputy should stand aside, and the impact, the corruption, the cost that Ghanaians incur under these particular contracts, nothing was done. We don't know the state of the case as we are speaking. The guy is working freely, the deputies are working freely, and Ghanaians are suffering under this thing. Hard forward, to to learn to be a medical doctor in Ghana here, a medical student, your fees in a year is 6,500 cedi. 1 year, your fees is 6,500 cedis. A medical student, but it takes government or people who are in authority who don't think of Ghanaians to pay 9,000 cedis to learn how to fix street light for only 30 days. And this particular matter, the government did nothing about it. We all know of these PDS scandals, which they took Ghana's resources, 22 billion Ghana cedis resources, handed over to peoples who are family and friends without a necessary documentation, just dash out our resources. 22 billion Ghana cedis resources have been dashed out to peoples. And later on, the Minister of Energy came and told Ghanaians that there was fraud, so the contract was terminated. Hartford, as we are speaking, nobody is been arrested based on this particular issue. Ghanaians are crying, shouting, asking questions. What happens? Why is it so? This government cannot say a word. The peoples are working freely, and Ghanaians' money they work for about 6-8 months. The money they collected from Ghanaians, we can't find that money. And we are told that the people have they have used fraudulent documents in acquiring the contract. So the contract has been terminated, and the people are working freely. So these and many more corruptions are issues that is bothering Ghanaians. And today, our standard of living as a Ghanaian, Hajj, you can't bear it. I'm telling you. This particular government in opposition, they speak a lot, big English. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia roaming from schools to school, carrying board, illustrating to students that economy should be this. NDC are not good managers of the economy. He is the best manager for economy. They should vote for him. Hard forward. When this man come to power, nothing we see. All we could see is what they are doing is worse than what NDC did. Hardfall. Let me quickly rush to the Twitter page of this our president, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, 4th May 2016. Listen to what His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo said on his Twitter wall. He said, the current depreciation of the Ghana cedi against the US dollar is because of bad leadership. We should not be where we are today. To buy $1 at 3 cedi 72 pesos, that we should vote for change. His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo put on his Twitter wall this particular statement on the 4th of May 2016. And today, Nana Akufo-Addo, as the president of Ghana, a dollar is trading to about 5 cedi 70 pesos, 5 cedi 60 pesos, almost 6 cedis in some cases. So can we say that it's because of your bad leadership that we are facing this? Clearly, we are facing this problem because of your bad leadership. Because when Ghana is buying dollar at 3 cedi 72 pesos, you call for change. That the leadership is bad. That's why we are buying $1 to 3 cedi 72 pesos.
Thank you.
And today, under your watch, we are buying $1 as 5 cedi 60 pesos, 5 cedi 70 pesos, and in some cases 6 cedis. So this clearly shows that Nana Akufo-Addo, he said something different when he was in opposition. Today he is in power. He is doing something different.
All right, thank you.
Secondly,
go ahead.
Okay.
Give the second one.
Secondly, our president said that we are coming into office to work for all Ghanaians, not for our family and friends. He said this 18th November 2016. 18th November 2016. Hard forward. Today, as we are speaking, everybody knows the kind of leadership that Nana Addo is leading Ghana. Nana Addo appointed his family as ministers, appointed his girlfriends as ambassadors, appointed his own daughter, his own biological daughter, as a board member. So this particular government that he said that he's not going to rule Ghana with family and friends, and he's doing opposite.
Thank you.
He has more than 51 persons directly related to Nana Addo in this particular government as ministers, board directors, and the rest. This has never happened in the history of the whole world. You appoint to the extent of appointing your biological daughter. It's incredible.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So you're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Political open discussion. You're welcome to call in and be a part of this discussion. You don't have to agree with the gentleman, Mr. Muallim, myself, or any other person. It's you. What do you think? What do you have to say? Call into the program and bring it on. Let's go back to the phone line and pick up a call. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Hello, Mr. Fuad. I'm calling from England. Just want to know, just want to ask a simple question to
your name, please.
Muallim.
Gentleman from England.
Abu Bakr.
Okay, go ahead, brother. The world is listening.
Just want to know that because I realize that in Ghana, majority of the people calling them as a politician, they never know, they never learn anything. They are not politicians. With the diploma they have, it's kind of something different. I just want to ask this guy, is he a politician? Did he know something about the politics? Or he just come and tell us what he heard from all these people? Did he learn it? Did he have a diploma as a politician or what? That's what we want to know. All these people, please.
Do not hang up. Do not hang up, the gentleman who called in. Do not hang up. Brother Muallim, this is political open discussion. And you know how it rolls. They ask you a question, you answer them. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Haj Fuad. I'm not saying what I don't know. I am a degree holder. Currently, I'm doing my degree in communication. So what I'm saying from experience. I'm not saying that because I hear people saying. So, brother, thank you very much. If I don't know whether I answered you.
Yeah, gentlemen on the line, do you have a response that you want? Do you accept it, or you want to follow up? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to know that because when we come to Ghana as a visitors, we are all Ghanaians, but we just come as a visitors because we see a lot of people, those who don't know anything about the politics, what to do and how to do things. Because I realize that all the politicians, when it's kind of campaign time or political time like this, they come and tell us what they want us to hear, like what we are willing to hear, and they tell us after we vote for them, and they tell us what they want us to hear. So it's kind of two different things, you know what I mean? So just want to know that are they a politician or just joking around or what? Please.
Okay, gentlemen from United Kingdom, what do you see happening in Ghana? You know, because we're talking the state and the chances of the NDC. Did you visit Ghana during the time of the previous government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama? And did you also visit Ghana during the time of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo? What do you see? What do you see? Go ahead.
No any improvement. Nothing. There is no improvement at all.
So right now in Ghana, there's no improvement.
You know, the country is kind of shrinking. It's shrinking to the edge that everything is kind of collapsing.
Wow.
The country is collapsing, and people saying that the development is there, whatever it is, and everything. There is no any development. For example, and what's his name? The Excellency John Rawlings. He did, Makola, the market. He did the car parking there. Now, when you go to park your car there, people The people who are the marketing inside the car park, they just want to open the space for you to park your car, and they put all their clothes or whatever they want to sell on top of your car, selling it. Are we serious as a nation or what?
Thank you so much, gentleman from United Kingdom. A Ghanaian living abroad says the nation currently is shrinking. Things are not going the right way. They're not headed towards the right direction. And that, you've had it. I will leave it just as that at that point, because I don't want to add too much. This is political open discussion on Qibla FM. Do not just listen. If you have an experience, you want to say a word or two, you're welcome to call in and say it. The topic of this moment, the state and the chances of NDC in 2020. Mr. Muallim Dantata is with us. He's also a part of the discussion, so be a part of it. So if he says something that you do not agree with, you're welcome to call in and say, hey, I don't think so. You're welcome. Let's go back to the phone line and take another call. But before then, Mr. Muallim, take a minute or two and respond to some of the things that you heard from that caller from the United Kingdom. Go ahead.
Hajfa, thank you very much. My brother from United Kingdom, thank you for your contribution. Haj, I think the brother has confirmed what I'm saying so far. He clearly shows that the country is deteriorating. The country is not moving forward. The country is moving at the wrong direction. And that is what we are saying. Since the beginning of this administration, we also, Ghanaians are facing the hardship that is never existed in this country before. And this, my brother, is confirming it. So all that I could say is that Ghanaians have tasted the ruling of the leadership of John Dramani Mahama for 4 years, and they can compare it to what is happening currently. And Ghanaians will pass judgment based on their way of life, based on their standard of living. They will pass judgment come December 7th, inshallah.
Thank you so much. You're listening to Qibla FM, Political Open Discussion. My name is Fuad Omar. Grab the phone numbers and call in. Log on to our website, www.qiblafm.com. Grab the number, call in, and be a part of it. Hello, caller, your name and where you calling from?
Yes, my name is Abdurrahman. I'm calling from South Africa.
Brother from South Africa, welcome to this discussion on Qibla FM, Political Open Discussion.
All right. Thank you, Bro Fuad. Thank you for the opportunity.
Go ahead.
Bro Fuad, I am not sure if I have been misled by the caption, or is that your other guest who did not understand what the topic is. Because the topic is the state of the NDC and their chances in 2020, isn't it?
Correct.
But so far, he's been hammering the NPP. One would have expected that when you are given such an opportunity to come and tell Ghanaians what your party is coming in to do, you should grab it and explain to Ghanaians what your party is coming to do. When I saw the caption, I was not very interested in calling in because I thought it was an NDC affair. But I've realized that what has prompted me into calling in, I realized that the gentleman is rather focusing more on the NPP rather than telling us what his party is coming to do. Before you ask me a very critical question. What is the track record of the NDC in fighting corruption? And he failed dismally in answering that question. When you ask him that question, if you notice, he failed to answer that question. What he did was to rather keep on making allegations upon allegations about the NPP. Brafad, look, his delivery on Qibla FM tonight is a clear manifestation of the incompetence of the NDC. Why did I say so? If he was in my class, I would give him 5%.
Out of 100?
Look, if you over 100, 5 over 100, because if you are asked a question and you do not even understand what the question is, how do you even answer that question? Because he doesn't seem to understand what the topic is. You have been given the opportunity to tell us what your party, now you talk about unity in the NDC. Brafad, in the last election, when the NPP were in opposition, the NPP were perceived to be a divided party, and we all saw so many big wigs where, they were saying all sorts of things about the current president. But in the end, we won the election, hands down. Look, it was humiliation, to the NDC. But we won the election, despite the fact that people thought that the party was divided. The NDC was perceived to be the united party in Ghana. So I have not even heard anything regarding division in the NDC. So I don't even know what he's talking about, unity. I'm really trying to make head and tail of what he's saying so far.
I would request that you hold on for a second, and let's go back to Mr. Muallim. Mr. Muallim, I'll go ahead and say something regarding the statement that we've listened to. Go ahead.
Hajfat, thank you very much. Brother Abdurrahman, I say good evening to you. And in fact, I don't expect good evening. I don't expect Brother Rahman to say that NDC is united or agree with me that NDC is united. But all I want to say is that whenever a party not even a party, whenever a party or a group or any particular, when you went in for a competition and you are defeated, by all means you have cracks and some problems in your party. And NDC is not different. We suffered a humiliating defeat in the 2016 election. And after that, a lot of things happened. And NDC as a party, we go down to the branches, rebuild our party from the branches to the constituency, to the region, to the national, and even to the extent of electing our flag bearer. And this particular project is not something that can be done without a unity. So when I say NDC is united and pause for victory 2020, it shouldn't surprise my brother. And secondly, my brother is saying that instead of me I was given chance to explain what NDC is coming to do, I'm rather concentrating on what NPP did or what NPP is doing. Hajfat, NDC and NPP are they are the main contendant of Ghana's election.
Correct.
So whatever I'm going to say must be related to what NPP is doing or what NPP has done. So my brother Abdurrahman cannot tell me that I should speak to only NDC issue and don't speak to issues concerning NPP. That would be wrong. And that is wrong. His suggestion is not something that is welcoming. And I know our listeners will also base their argument, agree on what I'm saying. Because you can't come and say that you are going to do something different. You are going to do something different without telling people that this person that is doing what this person is doing is wrong. I am coming to do something different. If I do that, is it a mistake? And I don't expect you to give me.
Yes, go ahead. The caller from South Africa.
Brother
go ahead. Yes, sir.
Brother, okay, he is your guest, and I would have loved that if you can give me an opportunity with him, we set a date, and then we can debate some of the things that he's alleging. Because most of the things that he's saying are pure lies, which I can really answer him on most of them. But you see, the point is this,
example for one of those NDC, things that he said that is not correct. Example.
An allegation about boss, and he talked about, alleged corrupt activities in the current government.
He's mentioned that the current United States ambassador had alarmed the nation that corruption is just, taking off too high. Yes, go ahead.
Brother Ford, as far as I am a Ghanaian, and as far as I am concerned, whatever an American ambassador will come and tell us in Ghana, I wouldn't take him serious. He's got no business telling us how we should run our country. That is why we fought for our independence. So no foreigner has the right to come and point to us how we should do our things.
So that is not an indication. It's not an indication that something is wrong somewhere. For the various ambassadors to be raising the alarm or sounding the alarm. It's not an indication.
No, it is not an indication.
Why would they say? Why would they sound such alarm?
Because they still want to colonize us from afar, and we are resisting them. That is what is happening. When they come in with their negative influences and we reject it, when they see that the government is really standing up to them, that is when they come with such attitudes. And the current government, the NPP government, is standing on its feet, telling them that we will not be recolonized. That is what we are doing. So they can go on with their negative comments. We don't care a fig leaf about what they say. But Brother, look, let me not forget some of the things that I need to tell this brother. Okay. Brother, look, these people, the NDC people, are failing, and they continually fail to tell Ghanaians what they are going to do. The incompetence of the NDC, I don't even know how to describe it. If you go to an election and then you were disgraced, we don't call it a defeat, and you failed to understand why Ghanaians rejected the NDC. They failed to understand why they were rejected. They were rejected because they resorted to insults, they resorted to name-calling, they resorted to allegations. What they need to do, because they kept telling us that they have made mistakes and they are coming to correct their mistakes, assuming, Brother Fuad, that you hire me to do a job, and then later you saw that I'm not able to do the job properly, and then you fire me. After firing me, 4 years down the line, you advertise that job again, and then I come to reapply for that particular job. And when I sat in the interview, I started telling you that, look, you fired me because I made mistakes, and I'm coming to correct those mistakes, without telling you how I am going to correct those mistakes and what were the mistakes that I made. I did not tell you what the mistakes, and I'm not telling you how I'm going to correct the mistake. Will you hire me? No. No sane business person will hire such a person.
Oh, no. Brother from South Africa, do call back. The phone line just dropped. Do call back and wrap up your submission. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Log on to our website, www.kiblafm.com. Grab the phone numbers and call into the program and say a word or two. You do not have to agree with Mr. Muallim, the callers, nobody. You don't have to agree with me. Say what you want to say, but be on the topic. The state and chances of the NDC in 2020. That is the topic for this episode of Political Open Discussion on Kibla FM. Mr. Muallim, go ahead, take a couple of minutes and respond to some of the things that the brother had said. Go ahead.
Hajfa, thank you very much. My brother was saying that NDC were rejected, and we don't know. We don't know why we were rejected. NDC were rejected in 2016 because of the lies, the kind of lies that NPP were paddling all over. That was the reason why NDC was rejected. And Ghanaians have voted for you people, and they find their life more in more difficulties than ever. So Ghanaians are not going to give you any chance. You shouldn't be surprised when Abdurrahman is trying to undermine the integrity of this thing, American embassy, for saying what he saw, the kind of corruption that is going on in this country. And Brother Rahman is saying that the man cannot say that because he's a foreigner. In fact, I'm very surprised. Hajford, Transparency International, Hajford, on the 21st August 2019, they rated Ghana as the second most corrupt country in Africa. Second most corrupt country in Africa. 21st August 2019. Transparency International, that's their report. And you are over there saying that they shouldn't talk. I will not blame you. Maybe you are out of the country for a while. You don't know what is going on in this country as we are speaking. Hard forward. Ghanaians are crying. Everybody in Ghana today is crying because of the bad leadership and the kind of policies that were put in place by this government. Hard forward. If my brother Abdurrahman is saying that we NDC, we don't have message, NPP is creating our message for us. Simple. They are giving us campaign message. Because the kind of leadership, the kind of hardship that Ghanaians are going through, it's a campaign message. What you are buying for 10 CD in 2016, today you are buying it for 40 CD. It will tell you that it's better you go for the person that you so-called incompetent person. It's better we go back for that person than the one who is competent and dreaming Ghanaians. Hard forward. My brother Abdurrahman has requested something. I think you should try and do that for us. He requested that you should give us platform so that he may respond to some of the allegations that I have made mention. I think you better do that for us so that we clarify the issues.
Thank you.
And let Ghanaians and our listeners to understand the difference between NDC and NPP. When we are talking of fighting corruption, NDC under our watch, people who did things that were not good, people who were pursued to engage in some corrupt activities, we brought them forward, took them to court, and some of them are lying in prison as we are speaking. NDC have track record in fighting corruption. We have the president who an appointee was caught speaking on phone, saying that when she made $1 million in politics, she will resign. An appointee saying on phone that when she made $1 million, she will resign politics. When this tape came out, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said, no, you can't do that. If you calculated your pay, your salary, and your ex-gratia and whatever, you can never get $1 million. That means you are going to steal people's money. Based on that, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama fired her. Only talk, she said that if she make 1 million, she will stop politics. Not that she took money. She only talk. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, because of his will in fighting corruption, he sacked this particular appointee. So can you point one person that Nana Addo, His Excellency, the President of the Republic, one person among all tall list of corrupt allegations that were leveled against his appointee? Just mention one person that Nana Addo took action on him.
Thank you. Let's go back to the phone lines and bring in more callers. So you're welcome to call in and be a part of this program. We have 30 minutes, 30 to go, and that will be it. So if you have something to say, you're welcome to call in. Within the last, say when we get to the 20th minute mark, the last 10 minutes, we're not going to be answering any phone calls. So this is the time for you to call in and be a part of it. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Fuad. My name is Siba Waime, now calling from Ghana, northern part of Ghana, Salaga, to be specific.
Awesome.
Specific.
The brother.
Like say a very good
go ahead.
evening to you.
Good evening.
Our cherished listeners of Kibla FM, as well as my elder brother, Brother Rahman, who lives up there in South Africa. And to my party communicator, my national, in fact, he's doing well. When you rate their submission between Brother Mohammed, and Brother Rahman, nobody would tell you for sure NDC is on NDC is on ground. Brother Fuad, if losing an election is a disgrace, I wouldn't have called in today, purposely because Brother Rahman has been well schooled by my NDC communicator online there. But he have rated losing an election to be a disgrace. If for sure losing the election is a disgrace thing, the NPP is the most disgracious party in Ghana, in the history of Africa, because they are the parties that have taken so many defeats. Let's go head to head or shoulders job from 92 coming and see the way NDC have flogged it countless several times. So losing an election is not a disgrace, but rather change of tastes. For sure, there are reasons behind every move when it comes to change or making decision or one's scale of preference or the arrangement of one's tabation. Why did Ghanaians reject NDC 2016 but went in for NPP? Purposely because of the palatable lies they have arranged to the good citizens of Ghana. We will do this. One district, one warehouse, $1 million, up to now, my constituency, I am still waiting to see the bathhouse they have received the 1 million to. Previously in their manifesto, it was money they were bringing. But currently, it is project they are initiating. I'm from Salaga South constituency. If I don't know anywhere in Ghana, I'm waiting to see the bathhouse that 1 million has been used into. When we are talking of corruption in Ghana, corruption, I will advise Brother Rahman never to raise any issue when it comes to corruption. The previous days, or that was a week or 2 weeks today, we had the same discussion on this same platform. I have mentioned several corruptions, scandals with regard to this administration. He couldn't defend any. And I can repeat them, at least not to go far because it's just for a phone in I'm doing. I will just still remind him of that of the Marine Director who was over there upon his scandal. Instead of them to arrest this guy, put him behind the bars, retrieve some of the wealth or the state property in his covers, they rather keep him away, reshuffle him, take him from that marine sector to GRA, that's Ghana Revenue Authority. Within 2 weeks of his appointment, being on office, he set the entire administration ablaze, which of course he have purported some huge sum of monies are there. I can tell you, during the NDC, as my brother there, the NDC communicator has been citing examples of dubious and many efforts President John Dramani Mahama has put in place. Look, the SADA issue, there wasn't any external factor that comes to investigate. It was only an allegation journalists raised. Then we took the allegation serious.
Boy, we have lost that caller again. The gentleman from Ghana, Northern Ghana, call back. Do call back and be a part of it. You're welcome to call back. Let's go back to the phone lines and grab another caller. But before that, Mr. Muallim, take a minute and say something relating to what the brother had said. Go ahead.
Ashford, my brother, I say welcome home. You are welcome home, my brother. Ashford, I think all the issues that has been raised, I think the evidence is very open and clear for everybody to see. My brother has just mentioned he's in Salga. The 1 million they promised Ghanaians for every constituency, we are in the 4th year. Let's take it. We should have had $3 million each constituency. $3 million can do a lot of projects in Salga. My brother is in Salga. Even one bathhouse he can find, but they are still roaming and shouting that they have fulfilled their promises. They went to the extent that an institution conducted a research and scored them 48%. The president came out and said, no, he has performed 72%. So this is the kind of people that we are dealing with. This government was built with lies They come to power through lies. They are ruling us with lies, and they continue to lie. To the extent that the first statement, the first speech of our president was stealing. He's stealing the message that he gave us. The first message of the president, the inaugural message of this president was a stealing message. He stole the message. That is how bad a government can be. Even the president, his speech, inaugural speech, it was stolen. Everybody saw it. It was an embarrassment to the whole world. It was an embarrassment. A humiliating embarrassment for Ghanaians.
Thank you.
Inaugural speech. He went and stole it. So this is the kind of people that we are dealing with.
Thank you to Mr. Watu Muallim. Yes, sir. Thank you. We appreciate it, brother Muallim, the communicator for NDC Zongo Caucus. We say thank you so much for that contribution. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
Sorry, my name is Montari. I'm calling from New York, Mount Vernon.
Brother Montari, welcome to the program Political Open Discussion on Kibla FM. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity. First of all, I would like to apologize. I think 2 days to 3 days ago, I make a comment about calling.
Yes.
Man is lying.
Yes.
I did not mean it that way. I mean it in general, but not him. But I apologize all the same.
Appreciate it.
Forgive me.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will be very happy if you guys will give me chance to speak Hausa.
Go ahead.
Okay, now go di. Abin da ke cinni, mu duka mun gani abin da ke faruwa Ghana. Yau, NDC, topic da kace NDC akwai chance da za su win 2020 election. Ina ga kaman bai need ma John Mahama is a campaign. Because now I remember 2000 when former president J.O. Kufuor win election in 2004, don't performance in she wallahi NDC kama mutu Ghana ne o. Don't performance in the wange put former president Kufuor tamuish NDC su shurun Ghana, including me. Ama Kagan this time around is different. John Mahama yeti wanuri yana Ghanaians ke welcome shi. It's clearly come on, Ghanaians are suffering. Beni they say campaign. Na imani come on, kokarinka nka say wanuri kai wana ka wuce. Yau ka sai ka wuce abin nisa da praising ka da shi kenan kamar irin su Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, irin su Muhammad Gaddafi. Leadership ba wai shi da ka zo ka sai kai maganganu ba. John Mahama bai zo say try me and see. Bai ce haka because arrogant trying she already. Nana Akufo-Addo before he zo kan power, she use word try me and see because ba san shi ba. She said John Mahama messaging shi da yake ba Ghanaians da Ghanaians suka riga suka say already ni abin da yayi before. Wallahi shi dai win ma John Mahama election. Ba abin da bai yi ba because inda John Mahama ya bold enough, it come out in a pick points, corruption in this government. Ka gane clear kama that man is not corrupt because he isn't John Mahama campaign the NPP suka make career suka make sharri. A loose election. Wallahi that John Mahama ya corrupt, that younger, that John Mahama be to boldly in a big point corruption that ketin government NPP than Nana Akufo-Addo. Kubar mu ga maka mu gaskiya politics ba wai shi ne kana benefit ba sannan ka defend o. Mu duka musa akwai problem between NDC and NPP when it comes to ruling Ghana yau. Because in aka ce in ana cikin military rule na san kamar da garin nan ya move far better than now. Amma all the same, mun samu wani abu daban muna follow. Amma muka duba record da ake hajo between NDC and NPP. Mu duka mun gane clear kaman NDC are far better. NDC have Ghanaians and Ghana in heart more than NPP. Look at the university that we built from JJ Rawlings to Atamos to John Mahama. NPP how many universities could build in Ghana? Kuduba schools na mukaji, kuduba roads. Yazo akaita ma NPP suna muna road na ebedi, school na ebedi, bridges na ebedi. Kubara muga mukamu gaskiya. Your politics ya zama wana abu na kowe tashi she call. In a lambast former president. Ama abin da suka yi shi yau mu duka muke ci amfani. Yau relationship in the NDC suka set. Yau musulmai muke da proud cikin Ghana. NDC Rawlings muka kawo. Mbaka ba we are nobody in Ghana. Kowa kuma ya sani. Nana Akufo-Addo yau ni as musulmi ni dan sai proud. Ghana. She NDC ba no opportunity ba NPP ba. Amma yau komi na sake washe sa amma mu track record mu na gwada muna clear kaman NDC wallahi su ne best party na dash su follow dash su bar Ghanaians su ji dadi shi yasa aka gan kaman yau NPP supporters are so disappointed kaman su Kwame A+, kaman su Kevin Taylor su duka so disappointed in Nana Akufo-Addo ba mu muka ja su bayi ba mu bane because of NPP ba su perform corruption na yayi yawa kudi na ana cin shi too much har yanzu ana kama Nana Akufo-Addo kace ka use Anas principle Anas ya use ya kama wani cikin office ka clearing agent duba mutane kake clear shi ka ce kaman wai kai kana da solution da zaka ba Ghanaians no.
Thank you.
I'm trying.
We're gonna we say thank you to brother Muntari from Mount Vernon, New York. Thank you so much for that delivery. Brother Muhallim, I would request that you take about 5 minutes and summarize what the brother had said into English, so the listeners could also benefit. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother caller. You've done well. I think basically my brother has come to confirm the stand that we have so far. It's very obvious. As I said, the first caller, he asked of whether NDC and NPP have the will of developing Ghana. And I made mention of education, how best NDC is doing to build Ghana's education. My brother has just confirmed the kind of universities that we built. And in the history of Ghana, there is no president or no political party or no any tenure, no president that has been able to build over 100, NDC prior to 2012 election, John Mahama promised of building 200 community day senior high schools, which is the E-block facilities. John Mahama have started 123. And out of that 123, he completed about 47. And so many of them are at different level of completion. You see, this particular government promise of building, Nanado promise of building 350 senior secondary school in his first 18 months. As we are speaking, today, he's in the 4th year. No single one, he never built. So you can compare. NDC have Ghanaians at heart. And this particular E-block that I'm talking of, we all know the kind of relief that it has brought to Ghanaians. There are some schools that are schools under trees. The moment the weather change, then the school must close. But NDC and John Mahama thinks that no, it shouldn't be so. After all, they are going to write the same exam with people in good schools. So we have to build and erase that schools under tree. So NDC started building those E-blocks. And today, this government, because of wickedness, he don't want John Mahama's name to be mentioned. He decided to abandon a lot of the E-blocks. He abandoned a lot of them. Some are even painted for him to finish, to just finish it and open it for our students to use. The government have decided to leave it in the bush because it was John Mahama who built it. So this is the kind of people that we are dealing with. When it comes to education, you can't match us. You can't match. NPP can never match NDC in terms of education. The kind of projects, the kind of developmental project, the kind of schools that we build within a shortest period of time. This, I think, will be a topic of discussion for another day. And I will tell you the number of educational structures that we build from KG, primary, secondary school, and universities. I will show you all this and give you the figures and the numbers so that everybody can compare. You can send your reporter to find out. If I say we builded this at this particular point, the person should go and find out. This is what we are going to do. John Mahama, as my brother said, he don't even need to waste his time because his track record is working for him. What he did in the 4 years that he was given has clearly shows that he is someone who is capable of doing more. So Ghanaians are going to bring him back, inshallah. Come January 7, 2021, we are going to swear John Mahama as the next president of this country, inshallah.
Thank you so much to Mr. Muhallim. You're listening to Qibla FM. My name is Fuad Umar. Log on to our website, www.qiblafm.com. Grab the phone numbers, call in, and say a word or two. So we have a limited amount of time left. So do not wait to the very last minute and start calling because we're not going to answer. So if you want to say something, log on to that website. Grab the phone numbers, call in right now, and say something. You don't have to agree with Mr. Muallim, myself, or any other caller. You don't have to agree with anybody. Just say what you got to say. You matter. We want to, hear from you. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Faz Bamba, or my name is Yusuf Bamba, calling from Italy.
All right.
And I'm very happy. I'm very glad to hear these kind of discussions on this, partisan politician in Ghana.
Awesome.
But I want to say to go other way around. Because I want to tell my brothers that came on and be saying NDC, NPP. I said they are getting everything wrong. They have to start counting decades of since they knew about politics. Let's start from 1992 to 2016. They have to know that there's a game that we call new colonialism, which is going down in Ghana. NDC and NPP are never ready to solve the problems of Ghanaians. They have to start asking themselves every day. Ghana, we talk about NDC, NPP, rather to talk about the citizens, because we have lost the citizenship, but we are all full of partisanship, which is the dual parties that are degrading. The life of people in Ghana are always in danger. If I say in danger, poverty rate is always being increased, never decreased. So when someone come and tell me that they have been building schools, they have been building roads, they are getting everything wrong. The education that the Ghanaian youth are doing, people who complete the university, if they travel to the outside the world, they come here, or they come to United States, or they come to Italy, they come anywhere, they find out that they did nothing from school. They only read what will let them always be the enemy of themselves. So the education that they are talking about, the building of education, they talk of hospitals. They have to ask themselves the question, how many Ghanaians, the decades, General John Kufuor, Jonathan, to up to date, how many of them got sick and they were humbly being taken care in the Ghanaian hospital over there? None of them. So let's go back to history. Kwame Nkrumah built a lot of factories. All of them are there rotting. Let me tell you the games that the NDC NPP are playing to the youth of Ghana. Always taking debt from outside here and there, and tomorrow who is going to pay the debt is the question over there. But let me tell you something. NDC will come and drag the foot of NPP. No, NPP didn't do this. He did this. He's going to do this, and bam, everything is off. If you give it to NDC, this NDC also come. NPP will also be always, he didn't do this. He didn't do this. Bam, everything will go down. At the end of the day, the people who came out in the sun, who are struggling day and night to vote for them, are those struggling. For example, let me tell you, those that are calling right now, they should go outside their streets and ask for the per capita income of a Ghanaian over there right now. And they have to know that we have a lot of resources that a Ghanaian must have an amount that is being paid from the government, which we say, I don't know how you call it in the United States, but here we call Reddit. Reddit, that is a kind of welfare that a government have to pay an individual as a Ghanaian, but nobody is getting it. Because what? Because our leaders are only concerned about themselves and their families. But let me tell you something again. The neo-colonialism that I'm talking about is what Kwame Nkrumah have said already. That we fight against the colonialism. Now it's about the neo-colonialism. That's one of the more painful thing that we are still sitting down there. People say they go to school, they go to university. At the end of the day, let me tell you, we sit down and do theory, while the world is going under practicals. Because your government, they want you to be doing theory. You don't need to create anything to stop them from demolishing the country. NDC and NPP is never the solution of Ghana. I'm telling my brothers, NDC and NPP will never be the solution of Ghana. Because once that they have not even what to go policy continuity. Let's put things aside. They came, I heard my brothers calling and someone say MPP came and did this guy came and did this, but they've forgotten to talk of what about the policy continuity. This one will come and buy car and you leave the cars to rot because he's no more on power. This is what Ghana, MDC and people are playing on us. If you go to Ghana right now, you see the poverty rate is always increasing. The youth of Ghana are running out of Ghana to sacrifice their lives in the seas, in the desert, in the snow and everything to find another place of living. But let me tell you something. Ghana has a resources that a youth must, we shouldn't even go outside. We shouldn't risk our lives even to travel through the sea. I'm also one of the victims. I passed through those things. I completed my science study. I was willing to do to be a medical doctor, but I have to pass through this sea to find myself over here. Okay, just because our country there's no policy that will govern the youth to wake up and think tomorrow we are going to do something for the nation.
Thank you, the brother from Italy. Interesting. Just a very interesting contribution from that brother. Log on to our website, kiblafm.com, grab the details, call in, and say a word or two. So much coming up, including some of the pronouncement from the mouth of the former president of Ghana, His Excellency John Rawlings. He had criticized an attempt by the current government to, put up the National Development Bank. He issued a statement saying that they're trying to create that bank for selfish gains. The National Development Bank to take the place of the Ghana Commercial Bank. They're trying to come up with something like that, but he says they're doing that just for selfish gains. That topic is coming. It's coming on Kibla FM very, very soon. So we're going to take, I think we're going to pick up 3 more callers before we wrap things up. But let's go back to Mr. Muallim so he can say a word or two. Take a couple of minutes, say something, because the brother from Italy, he had said so many things. So he went all the way back in history, to say that the current political makeup from the left and the right, the center, they cannot be trusted. Put it that way. Go ahead, Mr. Muallim.
Hajfad, thank you very much. My brother from Italy, I'm touched with your contribution. In fact, what my brother said is true. We all understand why today our brothers are passing through desert, through sea, whatever, only for them to survive. In fact, when you listen to our brother's contribution, he contributed with passion. He has a lot of passion. When you are listening to him, you get to understand that he is speaking from experience. He passed through a lot because of our bad leadership. But I want to assure my brothers that, or I want to inform him that NDC of today is not going to continue with the way things were happening the other time. In fact, he made mention of a lot of factories that were built under Nkrumah, and today they are allowed to rot. Wallahi, what he said is actually something that Ghanaians will have to take a second look of. Haj Fuad.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. We're listening. Boy,
Built one big factory.
Yes, sir.
Which was the Commander Sugar Factory. Commander Sugar Factory. NDC built that factory before we exited power. The factory ran tests of this thing, the sugar were produced. People saw it, and the sugar is even in the market. But the moment NDC were voted out of power, this current government have allowed the company to rot. Today, as we are speaking, the company is there rotting. And he is roaming, shouting that he's going to build one district, one factory. And we have a very huge factory. Lying. And he is allowing it to rot because he's not the one who built it. The factories that you said you are building, we are not seeing it. You end up going to bring Kasapreku, the company that is in existence long ago, that is in your one district, one factory. We have some assembly plant at Tamale, which it is a Chinese company. This is a tricycle assembly point. They were in Ghana since 2011. This government, because he don't have shame, he walked chest out, went to the company and just fixed his board. That's 1D, 1F. Meanwhile, the company is in existence since 2011. So this is the kind of things that we are talking of. When somebody, your predecessor did something, when you come, instead of you building on it, you decided to abandon it because you don't want the person's name to be mentioned. Hard forward, Kwame Nkrumah's projects and the companies that he did. When we go to history, we know the people who causes that. We know them. They are the very people who changes their shirt and come in the name of NPP. We know the history. They were struggling to put Nkrumah's name off. All Nkrumah did, they were fighting to put it down. So, when we are talking of history, in fact, my brother, you gingered me this evening. In fact, I'm touched with your submission.
You know,
and I wish to inform.
Go ahead.
I want to make it clear that NDC as a party, we are not going to abandon any project that is being started by this government, if there is. Because there is nothing for the past 3 years, there is nothing to show. No any project that you say that you come and continue. They did nothing. They only borrow to the highest level. Unprecedented borrowing. They borrow to the level that today, as we are speaking, a Ghanaian, you are owing more than 6,000 every Ghanaian. Within this shortest period of time, you took over when Ghana's debt was around 120 million. Today, we are over 200. In just less than 4 years, just in 3 years, you borrowed more than 80-something billion. But there is nothing to show. When you borrow and you have something to show, Ghanaians will be happy.
Thank you. Thank you to Mr. Mualim. Thank you so much. You're listening to Kibla FM. We have about 5 minutes to go to wrap up this presentation. You can log on to our website, www.kiblafm.com. Grab the details. So anytime we're on the air, you can be a part of what we're doing here. You can call in and bring your take. Opinions varies. You do not have to agree with anybody. So if anyone else says something and you do not agree with them, do not feel like you cannot call in and oppose what they're saying. I just love it. So if they're coming from the left, you coming from the right, bring it on. I'm going to be right in the middle. So we're waiting. the National Development Bank issue, the alarm that was sounded by former President Rawlings that current president and current government under the leadership of Nana Akufo-Addo, they intend to set up the National Development Bank for selfish gains, and that if they go ahead and set it up, it's going to turn out to be just like the Ghana Commercial Bank was abused back in the days. And he warns that if they move forward with such a plan, it will cripple the other banks in Ghana and the economy would suffer. Some of just a little bit out of what the former president Jerry John Rawlings had said. That was during the gathering at Winneba during the 31st, when they gathered to mark the 31st December anniversary. So they're going to be an open discussion on this topic on Kibla FM. So stay tuned. Let's go back to the phone line and potentially bring in the final caller. Hello, your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, my name is Abdurrahman.
Welcome back.
Bradford, yes, thanks. I'm just going to pick up from where I left off.
Okay.
Because if I have to engage in reacting to the allegations that my brother is making, I don't think the listeners will get the point that I'm trying to make. Bradford, every single problem that Ghanaians are facing today, NDC has a hand in it. They have wasted half of our 62 years independent years. NDC wasted them. And so today is baffling for somebody from an NDC to come and tell Ghanaians that we are having schools under trees because of NPP. I mean, this is incredibly funny. NDC ruled Ghana for so many years. If they were able to eliminate schools under trees, we wouldn't be having such problems today. And this problem has been in existence since time immemorial, during the NDC time, from the 80s, early 80s till date. We still have such problems. And each government is trying to eliminate schools under trees. So for NDC, I mean, they always try to make cheap political points out of everything. Now, Bradford, you just referred to what Chairman Rawlings said. Whatever Rawlings says, I take it with a pinch of salt, because Rawlings has made a lot of allegations in the past. He's making an allegation that this government is trying to create a bank and blah, 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 without bringing any factual evidence to support what he's saying. I mean, it's so funny. Such a person, I think Rawlings should just be a statesman and stop making such comments. Because such comments without any valid substance, it's so, I mean, it's unbecoming of a former president. So, Bradford, NDC, you have given my lovely brother, the opportunity to tell us what are they coming to do. I'm expecting him to tell us we are coming to do 1, 2, 3. Hammering on the NPP and telling the whole world how bad the NPP is will not help you win elections, because you are known for deceit. NDC is known for deceit. They deceived Ghanaians in the past, and now Ghanaians, because of the gullible nature of the NDC supporters, they think that every single Ghanaian is gullible. And that is the biggest mistake that the party is making. So I will advise my brother, he should go back to the NDC school. I understand they've set up a school, and learn how to tell people to make their party attractive. They should tell him what they are coming to do. Because from the first person, John Dramama, to the last person, they all don't know what to tell Ghanaians. They don't know, Bradford. They do not have a message. During the 2016 election, NPP, our message was free SHS. Every single Ghanaian, even a toddler, could say it. Free SHS. Free. And when we came, we did it. He should tell me if it is not true. We did it. And we talk about one district, one factory. We are doing it. It's far advanced. And if he has not seen it where he lives, he should just be patient. He's going to see it. And come 2020, NDC's vote is going to diminish, and it's going to diminish substantially. The current poll that was done, I think today, what did they say? Ghanaians still trust the NPP to rule over them than the NDC. NDC has no credibility, and I will urge every single Ghanaians to reject them like they reject them in 2016. Come 2016, they will suffer another humiliating defeat. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you to the brother who just called in from South Africa. I think we have the time to take one more caller, just one more. We're running out of time. Brother and Mr. Muallim, take a couple of minutes, 2 minutes, and respond to what the brother had said. Go ahead.
Hajfad, he concluded by saying that a survey or a research has been done. Just, I think today the report is out that Ghanaians have trust in NPP than NDC. And he's happy. He's happy with that report. I cited an example where in a report clearly shows that His Excellency Nanado is performing badly, where Ghanaians don't have trust in him. And he will score 48%. His Excellency Nanado stood and told Ghanaians and the whole world that he do not agree with the survey. He is scoring himself 72%. And now my brother is saying something because that so-called survey has gone to his favor. You agree on some survey and you disagree on some. When it favors you, you like it. But let me tell you, Ghanaians are suffering under this government, and they are going to use that and vote you people out. What have we seen? You are talking of one district, one factory. Abdurrahman, you are in South Africa. You don't know what is happening in Ghana. Just tell us one factory that is built. One, just one. Tell us one factory that is built by your government. I made mention of Kasapreku. Everybody knows that company. That company was built in Ghana long, long ago. But today your president have put it on the list of so-called one district, one factory that he built. He put Kasapreku. Is he the one who built it? Or is it the factory that people say you are building for us? You can say whatever, but Ghanaians are feeling pains. They are feeling pains. And they are going to use that against you. Whether a survey is said that they have trust in you, no problem. Let's move. We are in 2020 as we are speaking. We have less than a year to go. Ghanaians will show you that they are annoyed and they are going to vote you out because of your bad government. Talking of this bank that he said that former president shouldn't have to say anything about it. It's a mere allegation or something without substance. I feel very ashamed. Normally, that's how they are. Fact, if you could remember, early 2019, we came out and said that this particular government is bringing in new notes, 100 and 200 Ghana cedi. They said, no, nothing of that sort is going to happen. What happens? Before we end the year, didn't they bring it out? They bring the notes out before the end of the year. But when we talk, they said, no, nothing like that is happening. We don't have any evidence to back what we are saying. At the end of the day, Ghanaians have saw it. You bring it out. You spend a huge amount of money in printing out that note. And a week after, the president came out and told Ghanaians that we are going to switch to ECO. This year, 2020, we are switching to ECO. What kind of leadership is this? If the president knows that we are switching on to ECO, why should he waste taxpayers' money in printing this new currency that we are going to use it for only few months? What is the essence of doing that? They did it because they decided to fetch our sweat and finance their party. As what? We are going to expose these lies It's time to expose this NPP government and their lies. And we are going to match them. They should show us where is the factory located? Where? They should tell us. You can't be talking without evidence. We are saying it, there is nothing like that. You people are saying there is. Show us. And it's now a problem.
Thank you. Thank you so much to Mr. Muallim. Thanks for that response. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. We have a couple of minutes ago. We've actually extended this presentation to take a couple of more callers. You know, as I've said, that you should not wait to the very last minute before you attempt calling. That would make it difficult. It will make it difficult for us to take it. So, you know, we encourage that you be a part of it. At least the latest by the, third quarter. The third quarter, you should be a part of it. Waiting too long to call in is not something that I recommend. So, if you are listening and you want to be a part of what we're doing here, these discussions, kindly do call no later than the third quarter. We take a final caller. Hello, your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Ali.
Ali, calling from where?
I'm calling from the U.S.
From the United States. Go ahead. You're live on Kibla FM.
Yeah, thanks. This is my first time of call on this station.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for the good job you guys are doing.
Thank you.
It's so sad that we have a lot of, I would say we have this hypocrisy that we have in our country. A question that I want to ask this NDC gentleman is it trying to tell us since the time of the NDC for the 8 years there was no any scandal? Now let's look at the Azuntaba, the Saba, the Jida, the NCA scandal, the Smith, the bus branding, the Brazil World Cup scandal, the Ford Expedition scandal, the Amajaro, just a few. Here, what we're trying to say is that we need to be a little bit patriotic when we come to the issues of governance and to make sure that at least we balance the equation when it comes to this type of politics. We need to make sure that our country needs this consensus building instead of the blame game. It is high time we find solutions to some of the problems that we're having. Instead of always coming on the platform to always say, NDC did this, NPP did this. If there is going to be equalization, then at the end of the day, in whose interest is it going to be? Now, the gentleman is talking about all these corruption issues about NDC, NPP. And as I'm asking, was there no corruption issues on NDC? There were. Now, when you even look at, just look at this. There were people who petitioned Martin Amido on about 13 million money supposedly diverted by John Mahama. About 40.5 million transfers during his regime were transferred through the chief of staff, which of course was very, very suspicious. These are scandals. 2012, about 175 million was secured for providing district hospitals. What happened? The gentleman was talking about they building hospitals, they doing. What about this scandal? It got to a time that we had this SCL social that provided about $6 million for taking data on our health issues. Ask me, this money was diverted into the internal data collection of NDC. Let's look at the Embraer 190 aircraft that were between 2011 and 2012 thereabouts, 13 thereabouts. All these are scandals. The question we're facing now is, how are we going to make sure that this corruption, both in NDC and NPP, is being eradicated, if not lessened? Now, this gentleman is talking about only some few, about two industries. He said NPP happened to brand it as DS. What about the other ones that are springing up in the districts? If I may say, is he blind to those ones too? Let's be patriotic a little. Just not because of political expediency, we must just condemn everything that comes our way. Are we supposed to oppose simply because we are in the opposition? Do we have to oppose everything? Don't we have to give merit at times? Give corrections at times? So all that I'm trying to say is that we need to look at things from a different angle. Because he was talking about these 200 and then these 200 and then 100 city notes that were printed. What are we talking about? I don't know if you know the function of the Bank of Ghana.
Let's go back to Mr. Mualim so he can respond to some of the things that you have said so far, and we'll come back to you. Mr. Mualim, on Kibla FM Political Open Discussion. Go ahead.
Hajford.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. My brother from US. Yeah, thanks for your contribution. Hajford. In fact, my brother made mention of some corruption allegations that were made when NPP is in opposition. They made these allegations against the ruling government then, and today they are in power for 3 years. No single person have been arrested, prosecuted based on the allegation that they were making then in opposition. Today, the security apparatus is in their hands. Everything, they are in charge of the country. If what they were saying in opposition is true, then what are they waiting for? They allow those people to be working freely? If what they said then was true, why is it that they allow those people to be working freely 3 years in office? He went ahead and mentioning that Job Mahama has squandered some money through chief of staff and whoever, and still Job Mahama is working freely. The chief of staff is working freely. You people are in power. The entire security of the state is in your hand. Why don't you arrest those people that you claim that they were corrupt? Those money that you said were corrupted for, they should bring it back. For 3 years, you can't do that. So what you did in opposition was mere allegations. Today you are in power. You continue to push the same allegations. And you expect Ghanaians to take you so serious? When you come to fighting corruption, I made mention of 2-3 of our own, which through a media reportage, we took the matter seriously and prosecuted them. You people level a lot of allegations when you are in opposition. Today you are in power. You continue to level the same allegations. Just arrest those people that you claim they corrupt. Arrest them and prosecute them. And stop putting that into people's eye.
Go ahead, the brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. But it's rather unfortunate. You're talking about Abuga Pele and then Asabit as the culprits that were put in jail. They were just sacrificed. Let me put that to you.
That's what you said.
Sacrificed.
Why can't you also sacrifice some peoples? You should also sacrifice some peoples.
What I'm now
try and sacrifice some peoples.
You came in and you started talking about corruption here and there and what. Do you believe in the structures of our judiciary? Do you believe in it? Do you believe in law and order? Are you thinking that the judiciary our system?
I'm coming. It's today that you are thinking of law and order. When you people are in opposition, you made mention the allegations that you just made mention. You made it when you are in opposition. And today you are in power and you are still asking me whether I believe in law and order. It's now that you know there is law and order.
You came out.
When you people were singing from one platform to other. When you people were singing from one platform to other. Wyoming. 3 years. What happens?
Let's listen to the caller.
What happens?
Go ahead, caller.
You came to make this allegation about the presidency intervening in some of these issues. And this is why I'm asking, that is the reason why I'm asking you whether you believe in law and order, or if you had evidences. Beyond that, you said NPP were making these allegations. Fine. Now we are also making allegations. Do you have evidences? Do you have evidences? If you believe that we have law and order, and do you believe that it is the party that owns the apparatus of the government when it comes to the judiciary? You don't know about the independence of the judiciary from the government? Are you trying to tell me that the judiciary cannot do anything when it comes to such issues? Wyoming, they are selling his assets. Is it not one? Or you are not aware? We have a lot of people who are still in the law course, which they are being prosecuted.
Yes, go ahead. Oh boy, yes, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
And stop the blame game.
Mm-hmm.
And stop the blame game, because what we want now is that idea of the structures that we have put in place to make sure that everything that we're doing now goes through the right channels. You don't just get up and just hold somebody around. You can make an allegation, but you don't just get up and hold that person and then just say, look, my friend, this is what they said you did, so go to no, we must follow the law. And that is what we are doing. So if you have any evidence, if you have anything that you feel you can use as at now, that will help the judiciary to make sure that all this corruption and these corporates are brought to book. That will be welcomed as a Ghanaian and as a patriot. But if you don't have, I think you have to hold your peace and stop the blame game. That won't help.
Thank you.
That is not going to help.
Thank you. Thank you to the brother who just, wonderful contribution from that brother, because that went straight to the opposing views, which is being shared by Mr. Muallim. He came from the opposite. I just admire the way, the courage, that the brother came, because do not fear. You gotta say what you believe in. And the brother is saying that if the NDC gentleman, Mr. Muallim, believes in the rule of law, he should not demand something be done outside the legal process. That he cited an example, saying that the government of Ghana is, has seized some assets from one corrupt individuals, and the government is selling the properties to try to get something back to the state. That, according to brother, is a sign that the current government, under the leadership of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, is actually doing something about corruption. Thank you so much to the brother who called in. Mr. Muallim, go ahead and respond.
Hajford, thank you very much. My brother, thank you for your contribution. But Hajford, you see, I raised some question. I asked him some question, and I was expecting that he would talk about it, or he would answer me. When they were in opposition, you see, the moment he just phoned him, he started mentioning some allegations that they made when they were in opposition. And today they are in power. They continue leveling the same allegations. And I'm saying that I'll be very happy if those allegations that you made when you are in opposition, today you are in power, you prosecute them, and we see that you are fighting corruption, as the president pretend. As far when you are asked, what is your effort in fighting corruption? And you said that you have taken your enemies or your rivalry or your opponent to court. That is how you are fighting corruption. What of those under you who are doing corruption, more corruption issues than those you are claiming that you've taken to court? But let's put that aside. Today, my brother is talking of rule of law. But I want to ask him, when they were moving around, shouting and dancing, Wyoming, 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 when they come to power, the process that we started, based on that rule of law that he was talking of, we started prosecuting Wyoming based on the rules of law that he was talking of. And it comes to end in their, they finished, the issue was ended in their regime. We started it. We take Wyoming to court, started the process. So the way they are doing, we thought that if they come to power, they will do something different. But they continue with what we started. So this is what that's why I'm saying that. That's why I'm saying that.
Can you change the process of? Can you change the process of the law? If you started something, how do we change it?
But you people were dancing and shouting. We thought that when you come, you are just going to hold his neck. Yes. I'm telling you, what we are doing, you can continue it. But you are today you are saying that there is rule of law. When you people were in opposition, you don't know that there is rule of law. You don't know that there is rule of law when you are in opposition. When you are in opposition, we are pursuing on the same rule of law. But you people say that we are not doing anything. When you come, you are going to hold his neck or I don't know what different things will you do.
My brother, what I can just tell you is that if you have something new, we have a lot of floating voters running around. The reason why we were put in a position, we have a lot of floating voters who need something new, something for a reason to vote for you. So if you can come up with new ideas and tell us and give us better suggestions, more than the NPP, I can bet you that I'll vote for you. But if you continue with this blame game, I'm sorry, you will stay in opposition for a very, very long time.
I think that's your wish,
you, brother.
That's your wish. That's your wish, and you have your own way of. How's far?
Yes, sir.
My brother is asking whether we have something new, and I want to assure him that we are in the election year, and very soon the campaign will be heated. NDC as a political party, we have a lot of things. We have a lot of things that we are going to unveil to Ghanaians and tell Ghanaians that this is the reason why you should vote us back. And we are going to do it, and they are going to accept our message. Today, the hardship that Ghanaians are going through, is a complete message itself. Hard forward, as I'm speaking to you, to be able to buy 1 gallon of petrol today in Ghana is over 27 cedis. NPP came in 2017, a gallon of petrol was 14 cedis. Within this short time, today a gallon of petrol is over 27 cedis. So only this, because petrol changes everything. If we are going to base on this, only this, NPP will have nowhere to mention. But a lot of messages are there, and we are going to bring it out at the right time.
Thank you.
I think you know that with NDC have inaugurated this thing, manifesto committee. They are going around the country, sitting with the people that are involved, to bring up their ideas and the rest. We are going to build a manifesto of people-based manifesto. What people feel or how people think they should be ruled or they should be led. That's what we are going to do.
Thank you.
So in fact, my brother should not be eager. He should exercise patience. At the right time, we are bringing out our messages, and we know that Ghanaians will take our messages and vote for us come December 7, inshallah.
Thank you so much. We're going to give one more a minute to this caller to say something, and that'll be it. We're going to be closing the phone lines. Caller, your name and where you calling from. You the final caller.
It's me, Muntari. I'm calling Mount Vernon from Mount Vernon.
Okay, go ahead.
I call back again is because of the last caller was saying something about corruption. When you lay your issues and then you're getting answers out of what you're saying, you're getting out of it. You need to also give answers, because Abuga Pele, when you said we believe in judiciary, we believe in rules of law, Abuga Pele was started from us. It's something that you have to say, because when he started talking, he's talking as if it's neutral. But all of a sudden, it's not neutral, because when we give him, say, okay, Abuga Pele is one of us, and we started process of jailing him, he started saying that Abuga Pele is a scapegoat. We're using it as a scapegoat. So that is something that so that guy, what he's saying, I know what he's saying, because that's his view. But the listeners have to know that when somebody raise an issue, which is perfect, which is nice, when you get an answer, and through your question, they ask question in it, you have to know how to answer it. Don't try and say that somebody don't know the rules of law. If we don't know, we will not. When he mentioned about Brazil will set a committee that will show us how to do stuff. Through that, we cancel traveling with supporters to see any tournament. But when NPP came, they take people to Egypt. They use people to take them to Australia, which is now it's a scam, it's a fraud. That man have to go to jail. But now you can see he's one of the best ministers in current government. So NPP, when they talk about corruption, my brother, they should not even start. That's why we're saying our manifesto is coming out. But their message, we're using their own messages, their scandal, their fraud to punish them. We'll wake up Ghanaians. So when our message will come, MPP will run out of power. They will run. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to the brother Muntari from New York, who happens to be a regular on this political open discussion. We appreciate your contribution. Mr. Muallim, I will request that you say your final statement. Submit the final statement. Take a minute or two and do that, and let's call it a program. We're going to be back on the air shortly, very soon, to pick it up and get it going. Go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir, you're breaking. Go ahead.
To our listeners who, I say thank you very much, Mr. Fuad, for the opportunity given to tell Ghanaians and the whole world that NDC is the better option than MPP. And more to the point, I would like to thank our brothers who phoned in and contributed, either in support of my argument or in against of my on the other side of the equation.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Take this opportunity to wish His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the incoming President of the Republic, inshallah, come January 7th, 2021. I wish him Happy New Year. And I want to take this opportunity to also thank our founder, His Excellency former President Rawlings, with the kind of support that he's giving us as a party and the entire leadership of NDC. The kind of unity that we are seeing today clearly shows that NDC is united and we are ever ready. And we are going to bring back John Dramani Mahama as the President of the Republic, inshallah. And Ghanaians will not forgive us if we misbehave and let them continue being under this unprecedented hardship that they are going through. Ghanaians will not forgive NDC. So I'm calling on all of us. We should take it as a serious message. We are going to take this election as just as a final World Cup match. We are going to go out. Everybody must be involved. We are calling on our leaders. Just as they started, we see a lot of unity in the leadership. And we are going to call on all the branches, everybody. We are calling on everybody to come out and support to bring back John Dramani Mahama in order to rescue Ghanaians from the hardship that we are going through. To end my submission here, I'll thank you once again. Thank our listeners, our callers who contributed, and also to remind you that our brother Abdurrahman from South Africa has requested for some debate between I and him. I wish to remind you, I know you didn't forget. You put a date, bring him up, let him decide what topic to discuss. I'm ever ready to meet him, and I will expose him and tell the whole world that NDC is the better option for Ghanaians. Inshallah, I hope our listeners will make a better decision come December 7, inshallah. And very soon, our manifesto will be out, and Ghanaians will know our vision, our direction, our mission, and what we have for them. It's very clear. For now, our manifesto is not out, but our messages are clear. NPP are bringing campaign message for us. They are giving us campaign messages for now. But our real messages will be launched when our manifesto is out. Is there that will tell Ghanaians this is the option that you must go for. Ghanaians have no choice than to bring John Dramani Mahama back to continue with his good works that he started. And inshallah, I know it will happen. Inshallah. Thank you very much, Mr. Fad, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate your contribution, Brother Muallim Dantata, who is he's a communicator for NDC Zango Caucus. We say thank you so much. Website for Qibla FM is www.qiblafm.com. Log on to that site. You will find the details on how you can always become a part of what we're doing here. When we're on the air and you have something to say, you're welcome to call in and say it. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with that man. You don't have to agree with nobody, no one. Just say what you know or what you think. That is political open discussion on Qibla FM. Website again, www.qiblafm.com. And it is also obvious that corruption is in front of the pack when we talk about issues that matters most to Ghanaians. Corruption is right there at the top. So we're going to be having a more detailed discussion coming up on Qibla FM very soon relating to corruption. Again, my name is Fuad Omar. I encourage all of you to log on to our website and be a part of what we do here. Until our next presentation, I say peace.